Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a saving and disaster battle playing as the war host of the apocalypse, going up against Boris Ursus, where the funny thing about this situation here is that he essentially already lost the campaign, but he decided to keep going with it anyway. So he had an army to begin with, it wasn't this one, with Archaon, and he lost to Boris Ursus. So Boris Ursus already has Archaon's defeat trait, so good old extra physical resistance there, that's super handy, right? And so Archaon has spent time being wounded, so he's not leveled up. So that's time that Boris has spent time leveling up. And he managed to actually recruit a fairly decent army given the amount of time that he's had to do it. But he still can't manage to beat it. So we've got some additional reinforcements over here. So I think that'll definitely help. But losing your initial army against what is essentially your first main threat in a campaign that is actually kind of easy, it's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, let's jump in and see if we can turn this dead campaign around. Because if we manage to win here, he can probably just continue his campaign and it'll be fine. Because Boris can't replace these Warbear Riders. Whereas you can replace any of these units. So I think what we need to do is actually deploy over here and wait for our reinforcements to show up. Try to wait for their Kossars, because the AI is really bad at using missile units, right? Wait for them to clump up a little bit. Then we charge in. So I want to harass them while that's going on. So we're going to wait for them to show up. That Keeper of Secrets is doomed. So doomed. Well, he's immortal, but he's doomed because those missile units are just going to rip him to shreds. So we're just going to stay back here. And he's obviously got Warbear Riders, and the thing is with that kind of unit, we don't really have a lot that can handle it properly. So the best case for us here is to just sort of ignore them. But we do have one unit that is not too bad at handling them. Okay, the sort of chaos. I'm going to keep them over here along with these. Yep. And that is the Marauder Horsemen. They're actually reasonably good at handling them. Especially if you get all the upgrades, which he obviously hasn't got at the moment. But you can get loads of ammunition on your Marauder Horsemen and get loads of missile strength eventually. And we can outrun them. So what I want to do is just try to get their attention and shoot at them a little bit. Just get some free damage on them. Okay, get their attention. Our guys over here, just chill. Keep this one specifically in the rear, because that'll get absolutely torn to shreds. Okay, it looks like you do have the Shadowstone ability. That's good. So these guys here, they have already researched that technology, which that's good for them, I guess. Okay. It's also on legendary difficulty, very hard battles. Okay, that's it. I wanted to try to get these guys over here, away from their Kossars, so I can skirmish at them. A little bit of damage on them is fine, as long as we don't get any casualties, but they're not really paying any attention to us. And I want them to pay attention to me. Notice me. Notice me. No, no, not them. I don't want them to notice me. Get back, get back, get back. Unfortunately, they just don't seem to want to take the bait there. Let's move these guys back a little bit. We have to wait for... Okay, now we got their attention. We've got to wait for our reinforcements. The best thing for us to do is to wait for them to come in and wait for them to start getting shot to shit. We don't want to be near them, because we want them to have to split up their forces. Okay, keep the Swords of Chaos over here. I want them backing up these Slaneshi forces when time comes. Yep, shoot them. Come on, shoot faster. Now, funny thing here is that... No, not you. The Chaos Warhounds of Poison, they're not terrible against Warbear Riders. Obviously, one Warbear Rider will easily beat a Chaos Warhound. But multiple of them do stand a chance against them, because their bonus versus large is lost on us. And if we can soften them up a little bit first, that's even better. Also, we do have a lot of Winds of Magic, and even though Archaon is extremely low level... Oh god, this is the problem here. Extremely low... He's extremely low level, but at least he's got some spells that we can use. Come on, don't be a coward. Okay, just back off. Alright, just keep that being busy, that's fine. Watch out over here. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Alright, Archaon, move up a little bit. This Fire Wizard... Oh no, he's got a bounce spell there that could be useful. Okay. Okay, move over that way. Just try to move around this one. Keep that one busy. These guys here just YOLO in. Wait for them to get pinned down fighting garbage before we send them in. That's it. Move around there. That's it. So that's going pretty well. That is a very much worthy trade-off. Trying to dodge this one over here. Having some of the units not participate at the beginning of the fight is good. Alright, put that down there. Alright, start advancing with these guys here. Starting in tight formation. Oh, it's okay. The music is switching. That's good. No, watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay, bring this guy around the flank there. This is very blobby. Okay, Archaon should actually do okay against Warbear Riders on his own. Since he's not on a map. Oh yeah, like I said, this dude here is fucked. Keep the monster units over here for now and just bring in the infantry. Okay, Archaon is doing fine, but really want to shred up big blobs of Cossars where possible. Can't reach that one. Okay, that's it. Alright, Cossar Spears, okay, they can handle that. Even though they're anti-large, that's fine. Alright, Archaon did a pretty good job against those Warbear Riders, that's good. So we want the monsters to try to aim for the missile units, not their Warbear Riders, obviously. Okay, we're coming in. That's it, coming in. Try to pin down whatever units we can. Back off a little bit there. That's it, there's a giant, bring it in. Okay. Try to pin down these missile units over here. Okay, Boris is there. We want to avoid him. Okay, see if you guys can come over here. Pin them down. Don't worry about this one over here. How's this one doing? Cycle the charge a little bit. Bring the giant to fight Boris. Even though Boris is anti-large, what are we going to use the giant for? Aside from that. That's it, get in there. Keep that pin down. Are we going ready to cast again? Not yet. Keep this one moving. Keep those Warbear Riders not in the fight. No, stay away from that. Hit this one in the rear instead. Okay, good. The monsters are fighting rubbish infantry. Ugh, damn it. Oh. Marauders did an okay job, but... Okay, here we go. Okay, we got a decent cluster in there to bomb. Probably get a little bit of friendly fire, but that's okay. Selene forces are still in play. That's great. Okay, we're fighting Boris and actually beating him. That's awesome. Okay, make sure all of their missile units are pinned down. Good, he rallied. Alright, we could use Spirit Leech. No, look, Boris is going down. He's going down. This is working. Bring him in. Okay, they're really focusing on the Swords of Chaos. And they got themselves in a really bad sort of situation there. Okay, ready to cast again into this blob here this time. That looks good. Alright, Aspiring Champion should be okay against them. Can help out there. Good, Boris is just about gone. Okay, this guy here's got a decent bounce spell. Let's use it, try not to hit our own allies too much. Okay, that's actually working. Okay, Boris got wounded. Awesome, awesome. Okay, get that one out of there. I don't know why I did that. I think we got this. I think we got it. Yeah, Boris is worth an absolute ton in auto-resolve, and he did fucking nothing in this battle here, because he ended up in a really shit situation where he was surrounded by infantry, because his formation was rubbish, which was part of the plan. And now his forces are getting picked apart. Even his Warbear Riders didn't get much of a chance to fight because I had them running around constantly and fighting targets that they really shouldn't have been fighting. And that's one way to handle an army that is difficult to deal with. Try to get their valuable units fighting stuff that they are not good against or they can't catch. There we go, we just army lost them. Now, we really should try to make sure that the Warbear Riders all get wiped out, because like I said before, he can't replace them. All the other units he can replace and they're of higher value. But we still got a lot of fast units. But yeah, our army's in good shape. Guy just didn't know how to play Warriors of Chaos. Just hang on, just wait for them to finish getting there by our blood. 5 more seconds. That's when he hasn't taken any casualties yet, so that's good. Alright, make sure they get wiped out. Okay, those Warbear Riders there should get wiped out anyway, because they're too badly damaged. Actually, could I Spirit Leech them? No, too far away. But yeah, we want that guy there to die. Oh, come on, man. I mean, I was going to tell you. This one... Oh, they've got units all over the place. Alright, I'm probably not going to wipe this one out then. But we'll see. But whatever the case is, Boris's vastly more experienced army was defeated by essentially trash. Probably a lot of people look at this and be like, what the hell happened in this battle? Boris clearly had a stronger army. Well, because they had a whole bunch of archers... You see this terrain here? I know very well that the AI doesn't understand when there's terrain in the way in a field battle. And so I made sure that I had an army coming in from this location here and this location here, which caused him to set up a terrible formation. And because the formations are so important with an archer-based army, you have a look after the battle here, his archers didn't do anything. They ended up in melee. Try to get this guy here, because he's rank 16. If we can get rid of him, that'd be really good. Yeah, alright. So, well, we got rid of, I think, one of the Warbear Riders, but one got away. Getting rid of him is a big deal. And, even better, you should have Dorger next turn as well. And for once, the allies are actually really quite helpful, because the enemy didn't have any sort of area of effect attacks, because these guys here were idiots. They blobbed up, but the AI couldn't do anything about it in this case. This is garbage item. I don't even think it works. Yeah, we just mop him up as much as possible so that this once dead campaign can actually be continued. Yeah, these guys here, they did a great job against the Warbear Riders. Warbear Riders are not great against aspiring champions. And like no casualties on them, so they'll fully heal. Alright, we're done here. Now, let's go and have a look to see how much of a disaster campaign it actually is. I imagine that this was the only real problem, because Boris has a bit of a hard time capturing all of Archaon's territories, even if you do end up losing your first army. Obviously, if you lose your second army as well, that's pretty bad. His Tsar Guard are definitely gone. Boris is wounded for a few turns. Now, he can understand what it's like to be out of commission for a bit, so you've got a chance to get leveled up. His starting army is obliterated. He'll be able to replace all the Kossars, but if he comes around with another Kossar spam, it's pretty easy to deal with. You just get them to chase you for a little bit. Don't just rush at them to begin with. Let them chase you for a little bit, especially like faster units that they will shoot at, like the Swords of Chaos. so that they start clumping in on each other, and then you charge at them when they're standing on top of each other. Yep, we wiped this one out, but one of them still got away. Alright. I think you could use some souls, because I think this battle was fought well enough that we'll be able to finish off whatever's left. So even with that, the balance of power is still not in his favor. But leveling up Archaon makes such a huge difference. And without the Warbear Riders, because you should be able to catch up to them and finish them off. And plus you've got allies that annoy them as much as possible. Don't worry too much about attacking all these garbage armies. Go straight for his settlements here. Because you don't want him ever getting high Tyrians. He's only got 2 settlements. So is this owned by the Tong? All-Seeing Eye, okay. Yeah, I was expecting that to happen. That's another problem with garbage vassals, right? They throw themselves at the enemy, and what ends up happening is that they're just providing free experience for these armies. And that's why Boris ends up with such high rank. Yeah, see, they barely did any damage. Just lucky that they're taking attrition out here, because obviously chaos wastes. And do you have just that little bit of extra movement? Yes, you do. Just enough to make sure that this guy here is finished. And that way you should never go up against another Warbear Rider. Obviously you'll go up against Boris again. I don't think you'll be able to take this out in that amount of time. And how far away are you from Dorger? Rank 10, so pretty close. Pretty close. One more small scale battle. But I reckon if you force march... march to here, and then make your way to the Tower of Torment, because that's going to be their highest level settlement. What are they recruiting from here? Winged Lancers... No. Okay, get over to the Monoliths of Festalung right now, and stop this from being rebuilt. That is very dangerous. I'm not sure what's at Tower of Torment, but get rid of this first. So, don't force march to here. Force march to here instead. You need to get rid of this right away. If they start getting war sleds are amazing units. There's no guarantee that they don't have it over here as well, but it seems unlikely. But yeah, I would try very hard to prevent that from being recruited. But then outside of that, it doesn't appear to be a disaster campaign anymore. Yeah, if you had lost that battle, and Archaon's army got wiped out again, these guys here would essentially be wiped out. And these armies are very much poised to strike at the Kul. And I don't think you've even got the Tong as a vassal yet, do you? No. And while you would still have some time to recruit another army, that's what you've got access to now. So yeah, it was a pretty important battle to win there. Anyway, if you're wondering what the key to that victory was, it was simply they had an archer army, caused disarray, caused them to lose their formation integrity, and then once they've done that, then charge at them. Don't charge at them when their units are all nice in a line, because they'll shoot at you. They were already shooting into a bad target, and then we just charged on in. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.